want to say this to you, Quincy, because I know that your mother was protecting you not only from Al, which is your father and he loved you. It was for what he would have done or Puff would have done to him.
Being the sons of a music mogul like Diddy might sound like a golden ticket to a life of luxury and glamour. But for Quincy and Christian Combs, it comes with its own unique set of challenges. Chief among them, Diddy's intimidating bodyguard. Towering and muscle-bound, he's more superhero henchman than standard security detail, and his presence looms large over their lives.
One of his sons might take it. Oh, that was me. Oh, Christian might take it. Christian want to be a gangster. He a gangster, right? He might take it.
Yeah, I mean, if they some real ones, they'll take it. I mean, you see everything your dad is going through right now. Well, why not, take that charge?
Those wasn't my dad's. Those was mine. All they gonna get is a 3 to 5. 85%.
But you being somebody, right, that was cool with Diddy at one point, you don't feel a little bit bad for him?
My man, how do you feel sorry for a man that had everything material that any man could ever want? How do you feel sorry for a man could go any place any man would want to travel in the world? How do you feel sorry?
Not entertain, nonsense. When you look over the phone, alright, we need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over for your pizza. All the boxes. Think for you these total plans. Like you talk to them. They reach out yet. He knows things. He's doing. Yeah, because I'm in here. It's called, you about to get out on bail. Everybody outside quiet as well. Yeah. We gonna let them have their little fun, but still gonna have the last laugh. I know these lobsters though, none of them get. I ain't worth nothing. They're my name anyway. Don't need to worry about it. When you're hungry.
Diddy's extravagant lifestyle demands top-tier protection, but this has placed his sons in an awkward position. For Christian Combs, his father's bodyguard is more than just a protector. He's a constant reminder of the high-stakes world he was born into. The question is, does the bodyguard's imposing demeanor keep them safe, or does it create an atmosphere of perpetual unease?
You don't invite a man to your private unless you doing the Diddy. If 2 men lay down, how many homos get up? Let me tell you, young man, 2 of them. You understand? So don't invite a man to your private because that man will see you and take your head off. Especially somebody like 50. You don't send or let a boy do a man's job. I don't know if he need that type of attention or he want that type of attention. Evidently he do.
You've been to some crazy parties, I'm sure. What's the strangest interaction you've had at a party? It was like, what's happening right now?
I was lit and I just started dancing with Paris Hilton. I was like, this is kind of crazy.
What song was playing?
I don't even know. It was one of those nights.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Christian Combs has clearly inherited his father's charisma and penchant for controversy. While he enjoys the privileges of wealth and luxury, he's also adopted some of Diddy's less flattering traits. From flashy displays of affluence to headline-grabbing antics, Christian's life is anything but low-key.
Was you just fighting people in the club?
No, I was being a better person in the club, and I want to always be a better person. And I want to start practicing being an advocate for mentorship programs. Entrepreneurs that's making money.
You just fighting in the club? Yes or no? I don't want.
No, we didn't have a fight. We had a big argument right outside the club.
And who started it?
in time, I think I got loud and got aggressive. It was the third time it happened, and so I felt like I needed to like stand up for myself. Even though I was talking shit and we was having a lot of crazy words, I was walking that way to avoid the issue. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what happened. And it's unfortunate, but what's dope is that we all got on the phone. We talked for about
I didn't ask
5 minutes.
you that.
And I'm letting you know this, brother. That's your pops. Make it good with your pops, bro. Make it good with your pops. Because you are a part of him.
How you feel about it personally?
I feel that Kim knew that he wanted to love on his son. And she kept Al away from Quincy because of Puff, and I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. Other than that, for some strange reason, Puff always want to claim something that ain't his. I just think that it's a lot of brainwashing that went on.
The infamous 2015 UCLA incident involving Diddy and Justin Combs, another of his sons, serves as a stark example of the family dynamic. After a coach criticized Justin, Diddy intervened with such intensity that the altercation ended in legal trouble. It's this fiery, no-nonsense attitude that shapes the environment Quincy and Christian navigate every day.
Some people feel like, Diddy, he played a part in that video coming out too. Him getting spotted with Stevie J, smiling at the camera. A lot of people blame him too.
But bro, what did I tell you? He's such a narcissist that he has to be in public. Listen to me. They just caught him on TMZ today or yesterday or something like that, walking out and about. Now, I'm not telling the man what to do, what he couldn't do. I don't know if the government told he couldn't travel nowhere, he couldn't be nowhere and stuff like that. But why are you going to go outside your own compound where TMZ and every other place is waiting on you? You're not going to get any public sympathy. That's why he had that picture of him and his father around his neck. You're not going to get no sympathy. You're done. Stick a in it. Call it a quit. Apologize to Big's mother for putting her son in that position that he loses his life.
Is Diddy going to jail?
I think that the easiest thing to do is to get somebody on some money laundering. Diddy had over 18 companies that he was dealing with. He put every business in his children's name or his mother's name. I don't think any of those businesses are straight into his name. So there's got to be some shadiness going on somewhere. The government wouldn't ask for all the IRS papers, all the tax papers for the last 3 years of any of his companies if they didn't think something was going on. So if he doesn't go for any of the assaults or something like that, it may be something having to do with tax evasion, money laundering, or something like that. Or maybe even drugs or something.
For Quincy, growing up with a father willing to defend him at any cost and a bodyguard trained to neutralize threats creates an environment of both safety and stifling control. While most people worry about everyday problems, Quincy lives under the constant shadow of fame, where trust is scarce, privacy is non-existent, and the stakes are always high.
I think that, he brainwashed those kids, and that's what narcissists and people of his caliber do to a lot of people around him. I feel like Quincy was brainwashed. I feel like Justin, the rest of them. Justin was too. Justin's mother was real strict. Misa was real strict with Justin. I think when he got with Puff, he got brainwashed.
So what would make him do what he did to Albie Shore? If them two was cool, why would he take his girl like that?
It's a power thing. We used to be in situations, I told you, remember me and you had the discussion about, like, he wanted every girl that Pac ever had, they want them to hurry up and charge Diddy with something. Or see what they got on him. The feds gonna take their time. May take 6 months, may take a year, may take 2 years. They got up to 3 years to bring their case up. They got 3 years. So they checking everything about them. They gonna dot all the I's and cross all the T's.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people feel like he played a part in that video coming out. You know, him making a comment saying that, you know, they forgot to raid the house next door that his dad owned. Yeah, man, he was walling out.
Yeah, I think he was just bullshitting. I don't believe he bought the house next door. Because let me just tell you something. If anything or any name that had to do with Bad Boy, the federal government gonna run that. They know all the properties Diddy have. They wasn't even talking about the raid that they did in New York. But they did a raid in New York too.
Yeah, I ain't hear about that raid. I only heard about the, you know, the LA and Miami raid. But you feel like the feds, they released that video over King Combs' comments.
Oh man, I've worked in law enforcement for 27 years. And I had the opportunity to see Haida.
Christian Combs doesn't shy away from flaunting his wealth, from luxury cars to designer fashion and lavish vacations. But his opulent lifestyle makes him a magnet for criticism. Many accuse him of riding Diddy's coattails, and some argue that the Bodyguard's presence isn't just about protecting Diddy, it's also about shielding Christian from the dangers his high profile attracts.
But you heard about the guns they found at Diddy house with no serial numbers?
I think that that's going to be hard to prove that they're his weapons. They're going to have to prove that they was his weapons because he had other grown people living in there. And plus, that house, I believe, was in a corporation name. So they're going to have to get maids, butlers, cleaning people, or somebody that's in that house to have a daily contact to say that was his room that they found those weapons in. And then the weapons wasn't operable. You had to put them together, as far as I know, for them to be operable. So he may have had weapons there, or he may not. One of his sons, he got sons. Somebody's going to have to claim it. They just put it on him. Anything they found in the house, they just put it on him. But they had to prove that that was him. If other people were living in the house, other people had access to that room that they found the weapons in.
Much like his father, Christian seems drawn to drama, whether it's through social media or public disputes. Diddy's bodyguard, however, serves as more than just a line of defense against external threats. He's also there to enforce order within the family. For someone like Christian, who thrives on making bold statements, the constant supervision likely feels less like protection and more like suffocation.
His son now is being sued for assault. And the alleged victim claims she has audio recordings of him forcing himself on her during a yacht party.
Actually,
did you check that out?
Yeah, I was listening to, if you don't mind me saying, Just Tales. And she said that she was going through the whole lawsuit. And in the lawsuit it stated that he was recording a song. And the guy, Little Rob, had it in the record that the girl was actually fighting him off her, and he was trying to make her drink some tequila, and she said, "What's in it? Is anything in it?" And he was trying to fondle on her or whatever like that during the time. And Lil Rob picked that up at the recording. So she's a part of the lawsuit.
The bodyguard symbolizes more than just physical security. He represents the reality of living in the Combs family spotlight. While he protects Diddy's empire, he's also a reminder to Quincy and Christian of the responsibilities, risks, and restrictions that come with their father's fame.
Like father, like son. You hear me?
So, oh my God, yes, I heard you, man.
That's wrong, huh?
Sheesh, man. I mean, God.
The apple don't fall far from the tree.
Man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. I mean, you know, she's a legend that she had to fight him off several times. You know, and she suspected that the tequila was spiked.
Right.
A lot of lawsuits. You suspect more lawsuits are coming.
Well, see, the thing about it is, what people don't understand is that there's people that have stuff on Diddy from way back that lawyers would not fight it or take it. But now Cassie opened up those doors. I heard that there's a guy that's going way back and say that he put on a Sean John shirt and it tried to molest him. So he's taking his shit to court.
Diddy's bodyguard isn't just physically imposing, he's an undeniable presence. Whether standing in the corner of a party or navigating through a crowd, he radiates an energy that screams, "Don't even think about it." For Christian Combs, trying to carve out his own identity under his father's massive shadow, this aura of control can feel less like protection and more like a reminder that every move he makes is being scrutinized, not just by the paparazzi, but by the ever-watchful eyes of his father's inner circle.
When Puffy was taking phones, that showed me right there he didn't trust Q. Because he said, "Nigga, I know you got 2 phones. Give me your second phone as well." That's somebody you don't trust when you call them out like that. You call your own son out to be like, "Where's your second phone? You got 2 phones. Give me that. You ain't taking that second phone to this party either."
Even in seemingly normal moments, the bodyguard's presence creates a palpable tension. Imagine Christian bringing friends over, only for them to be greeted by someone who looks like they're training for the apocalypse. Or picture him trying to enjoy a night out, only to have his bodyguard scanning the room with a focus that suggests he's preparing for a coup. For someone already balancing the pressures of fame and his family's immense legacy, this constant vigilance can feel oppressive.
They better slow down. They gotta understand that Daddy is fighting for his life. And it's better to fight for your life on the streets than it is behind bars. And so everything that they're doing right now is jeopardizing their daddy's freedom. They really care about him. I kind of wonder if they really care about him, because I have seen some articles recently online where it appears that the one that who actually that they saw with a trans that likes to fuck on transgenders and all of that, Christian trying to fight the mother now over some, say over who's in charge of making the decisions, which is funny, which I think is just somebody that wanted to write an article, because Puffy is still have the ability to do that. Now, the good thing about it is Puffy was on life support or something like that, then that may be an issue. Puffy is still able to talk and make those decisions, which I think he better get in line real quick and decide who he's going to have in charge. Because you don't want your 80-something-year-old mother, he always say his 80-something-year-old auntie, but hey, if he calls her his mama, that's his mama. I don't even know why y'all even saying that.
The bodyguard's role goes beyond physical protection. He's also a symbol of Diddy's infamous precision and control. As the head of his empire, Diddy expects discipline, loyalty, and the ability to handle immense pressure, not just from his team, but from his kids as well. For Quincy, who enjoys living it up and occasionally pushing boundaries, this dynamic can feel like living under a microscope, where every misstep is magnified and every decision is judged.
Diddy told her he was going to kill Becky. He knew it was going to happen. He was purposeful. not lock her husband inside that night. It happened, and she was told she had to lie about it. And guess what? That lie held up until that boy turned 18. He started having ideas of what he wanted to do, what he inherited. Because the paperwork was set up for Faith to not be able to see the dollar from Biggie's estate unless it suited Christopher. She only had one child with Christopher. The other two children, who required taking care of and feeding and all of them couldn't be set off of Christopher Wilder's money. They weren't his kids. See how that works?
Is Quincy genuinely afraid of the bodyguard? Probably not in the traditional sense, but the man represents something far greater than just security. He's a living embodiment of Diddy's power, control, and the sky-high standards that come with being a Combs. For Quincy, it's not just about living up to these expectations. It's about enduring the relentless scrutiny and pressure that comes with being part of one of the world's most famous families.